Hello and welcome back for episode 19 of Pentagon for Gold. As you can see, we're currently sitting at the top of the PSL table. We're doing pretty well, and we had a long break after just the January break really. We've had a lot of signings come in, which I'll show you in a moment. But in the meantime, we continued our insane run that we had, where we won basically every game in the season. We only failed to win 4 matches out of probably about 30 games, if not more. And we then got through to February. After that little break, we played one friendly, which we won 4-0 against Steenberg United, who are, I think, a 3rd division team. Oh no, the Glad Africa Championship, so the 2nd division, but have nothing like our facilities. And then we drew with Amaturks, where we basically didn't create all that much. Makoum has been very poor recently. He hasn't scored in 10 hours, which is it's not great. Now, usually you'd hope that you'd win this game 1-0 or something, but we just didn't really get any opportunities to. And then we played Coton Sport and required a penalty to win that one. However, it does mean that we are currently at the top of this group, and we can't fall off that even with our games against the ES Sahel. And that means we are through to the quarterfinals, so we will be getting at least 679k if we lose there, which hopefully won't happen. Let's see how the other groups are going on. So Al Ahly and Wydad Casablanca will be 2 tough teams to face. I don't think we can face Sundowns. It would be MC Alger. Zamalek would be a difficult team because they've won it the last 2 years before Al Ahly won it last year. And then I think we can take most 2 people in our group. I'm interested to see what happens against the ES Sahel, because I was expecting them to be the most difficult team in the group so far. And actually we haven't played them yet. We've only played Coton Sport and ES Tunis so far. Looking at our transfer window, it was a really rather busy one, with 1.2 million overall coming in and 1.3 million going out. So that means we got Vallejo on a free after Obeng left. He looks not quite as good as Obeng, but he looks like a very decent player, and at 18 he's already 3.5 star for us, which is pretty impressive. We've then got Gerald Mponchain, who was a really cheap, just 7k from Jomo Cosmos, who I think are in the Glad Africa Championship. I think he was one that was actually expiring with his contract. We managed to buy him early. And then we got this guy, Motabeng Nkaban, who is 3.5 star at 18 and is a box-to-box midfielder, which is always a difficult position to find players for. And he looks really good. And he was probably, well, he's rather expensive, 600k. I think it was only 300k up front and 300k in instalments, so not too bad actually. Liam Byrne, he's left, but he's back on loan. I managed to get a loan back length where I'm only paying half the wages I was before, even though he's actually on 4.4k, yes. So it would have been difficult if I tried to loan him back later. We then got Siander Daniels at right back, and Mukamela's mainly going on to the left because Masengi has also left as well. He's gone to Köln. So Siander Daniels, 3.5 star at 18. We're basically just hoovering up all the potential talent that's at a good level. Then we got Koch Salwick, very difficult name to say. He's a 3-star left winger who looks pretty good. Could ideally be a bit faster and a bit more composed, but he's got really good passing and some decent things like dribbling and off the ball, which are good for this level. Our final signing was Abram Mkwanazi, who is a striker with 17 finishing and 17 heading. Ideally, he'd play as a poacher because he's only got 12 acceleration and 10 pace, but I can never get on with poachers. So I'm playing him as an advanced forward, and he'll get his debut today because for some reason I couldn't register him for the Champions League, which I suspect is probably because he's played already in that tournament with Sundowns this season. But he looks like he could be a very promising player, and his contract was expiring, so I managed to get him on the cheap for just 50k. In addition, we sold Ali Masengi. That was a sad one. Masengi and Byrne both went for less than their release clauses, but I got sell-on clauses and various other instalments and things. So that should add up nicely, and actually will end up hopefully getting more than we would have otherwise. We've also, Marwan Hartog went to Kaiser Chiefs. He was never going to be particularly good, but he went in as part of that deal for Nkaban. Matizwa, Beloy and Mosjeslager have all left. Beloy and Mosjeslager both to Shangshun. I don't know why the Chinese clubs love our players, but they often try and come for our players. And then Nkosi and Zuza's gone out on loan to Golden Arrows. We've also agreed to sign a couple of players in advance of next season. Whether we'll still be around to actually use them, I don't know. But I'd hope that I can at least try them out a couple of times. So Dale Wakefield has actually returned. He left us, you may remember, in the first season of this save. Went to TS Sporting in the NFD. And then he went on another free to Amazulu. And now he's going to be coming back on a free to us. He looks like a decent option for this level. Not quite as good as some of the other players, but 3.5 star is not bad. And on a free, might as well get him because left wing is one of our weaker positions. And then we have got Sithole, or Sithole, I don't know quite how to say it. It's a bit of an odd name, but I guess it seems to be quite common in South African teams on this save. I'm very excited about him, basically. If I can stick around to use him, I'm looking forward to it. He has got an injury of some kind at the moment, just 3 to 5 weeks, so won't be a problem for when he's with us. But he's very fast, ridiculous finishing and first touch for this level, and really good off the ball, so I reckon he would destroy it for us. I've got him coming in on a free, and sadly they wouldn't sell him early, so I guess we'll just have to wait for him. That is a big part of the reason that I went for Mkwenazi instead. Or in addition, because I wanted to get at least one striker in straight away with the loss of Matizwa. The first game of today's episode is, as often is the case, against Mamelodi Sundowns. They're definitely the team we've played the most in these videos, probably about 5 times more than anyone else, because they're always in the finals and they're always in the big title deciding games. We've bought a few players off them, including Mkwenazi and Sianda Daniels. And I kind of want to get Gift Dodo, who is an 18-year-old with a very good name, who is an attacking midfielder for them, but he has just signed a new contract and I couldn't afford him at that point. I'll probably end up going for Yaya Sithole at some point because his contract is expiring, I think, and he's a more defensive-minded midfielder, which, given we're probably going to let Chalice go at the end of the season, would make sense to go and get him to take that spot. I don't know if he can actually play properly as a defensive midfielder, but he can certainly play as a centre or midfielder on defend. So I'd imagine it shouldn't take too much to train him to that new position. We've been not fantastic since the restart. I've dropped Makuma because he's just been awful recently. So Mkwenazi has his first chance to impress, and hopefully he can get a goal. I think perhaps his pace will mean that he won't work particularly well as an advanced forward, but he's got the finishing, so let's see what he can do. First chance seems to be Velapai. He's given away a free kick and they've taken full advantage. That is annoying. Not the start we were looking for. We've been awful so far. No shots at all. We're just about, in fact we're level on possession. Come on lads, let's get a foothold in the game. Fire the boys up for 5 minutes and hope that can actually encourage them to do something. For once, it seems like this is a very, very even game with not really any chances. But I'll show them I'm not happy, and I think we'll go attacking just to get the team going forward. And here we go, Frosler on the right hand side, and that cannot be a penalty. I'm sorry, that is not a penalty on any planet. Come on Levenberg, we need you to save this. And he has. Might have just kept us in it, and that could potentially be a title deciding save if we can manage to equalise or even better win here. Mkwenazi, brilliant ball into Vallejo, and it's a good save from Afori. Buthalezi's been awful on the left hand side. I don't know quite what he's doing wrong. I imagine he's probably just given it away a lot. Ooh, Vallejo's header is just over. We're starting to come into it. Let's leave the shouts for now. Oh, actually we definitely need to get more shouts on. Velapai has been awful as well. Melonica can come on because he's a good option. And oh, it's a bit difficult. I guess we'll get Salwick on because Buthelezi is not tearing up any trees today. Come on, lads. It's a good win back there. Sedat's having to chase back to get this ball, but he has managed to get there. And now he's whacked it long. Mkwanazi into Malonica. He's through. Oh, it's a good save from Fori. Sedat's having an absolute stinker on the left-hand side, but I guess there's not much we can do about that. And everyone on the bench is not in a good way, so I guess we'll get... I think Vallejo's been a bit more dangerous than Mkwanazi, so we'll get Sandoval in. And encourage the boys. Come on, lads. Oh, they're only 1 point behind us as it stands. Sedat here. Finds Nkabane. Koopstad into Malonica. And they've made the tackle. Thankfully the ball's come straight back to us. Come on, Daniels. Malonica's managed to beat Yaya. And Daniels into the box. And no! How? How has he stopped that? There was no foul in there that I saw. This is frustrating. If we definitely deserve to win the first game against Sundowns as well. So if we fail to win the league this season because of Sundowns again, I'm going to be furious. Don't know what impressive run we had against them. We only won one game. Let's have a look at the table. 1 point clear, only 2 clear of Kaiser Chiefs. We could actually, in theory, drop out of the top 2 at this rate. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Finally, it's happened. The board are letting me do my National B licence. It's only going to take 4 months, costing 480 quid, so why I can't do it when I've got 1.7k per week, I don't know. But this is great because it'll mean at the end of the season, if I do need to move on, I can actually get a better job than I otherwise would have. And having my National B licence is fantastic, or National A licence in fact by then. And that should help me if I'm going to Asia or North America. The second game of today's episode is against Kaiser Chiefs in the league. They're currently second, having played a game more than both us and Sundowns. And this is going to be a difficult game. We're away, and they actually just drew away to Sundowns. So at least if we can get a win here, we've made back those points that we dropped before. So Kaiser Chiefs are in first place on the form standings and we're in 5th. Let's hope the boys can sort that out because that draw was a bit costly. We haven't really done much going forward recently. Defensively we've been very solid, but we need a bit more from our striker. So I've put Mwenazi on the bench. Potentially he can come on for Makuma if Makuma is not firing. So far we seem to be struggling to get into this game. Once again, possession-wise we're pretty much level with the opposition, but shots-wise there's nothing really going on. Let's shift it to attacking because that always seems to get our team a bit more involved in the game. Chalice on a yellow card, so we need to manage that situation. Liam Byrne finds Velapai well. And now Daniels on the right hand side finds Vallejo potentially, and he's been hauled down. That's awful, awful defending. Come on. This could be a crucial penalty. And Daniels puts it away. Surprised he's the one taking it. I'll have to have a look at his stats, but I wouldn't have thought that my right back would be my first choice. I do remember Mukamela had a similar situation in a game a while back. Penalty taking 12. Yeah, not bad. Let's see if we can hold on to this lead. They're playing very narrow, this team. 2 wing-backs who are giving them all the width that they have, but their front 3 are all narrow. Right. We've relied on that penalty so far for anything really. Aside from that, the game's been pretty drab. But if we can keep going like this, build onto that, then that would be good. Morena sends a throw in. Mafoso. The ball's gone long. Liam Byrne is able to comfortably head it back to Levenberg. That's nice. Good that he stayed calm there as well. But now the ball is back with Kaiser Chiefs. Moreno again. The ball's come in and Burns headed it away, but they've got another opportunity here. That's not a penalty. Oh, come on, that's not a penalty. What are you doing? Twice in a row now we've had poor penalty decisions against us, and Levenberg nearly saved it. That's frustrating. I think we probably need to get one of these forwards off. Let's get Munazi on. He's got really good finishing, so hopefully he can get that finish. Makuma can go on the right. We'll get Buthelezi on the left-hand side, and then we'll make him another sub shortly. Ishmael gets to the ball first, and that chance is over. Let's encourage the boys. We want to get more going forward. Let's hope we don't concede here, because now would be an awful time to concede, and losing to Kaiser Chiefs, or thankfully it was offside. Makuma, just once again, he had a really good second season for me, and ever since, and in the first season, he's been awful. Come on, nick a late goal, please. We haven't won in today's episode. Very annoying. I think we got a bit screwed there with that penalty decision. And Sundowns lost. That's fantastic. Although we do face Pluuuus Celtic next, and they seem to be doing really well this season. So let's hope that we can manage to avoid a loss there and make up a bit of ground and actually give ourselves a bit of a cushion. But Simbi's accumulated too many yellow cards, so he'll miss the next game against Pluuuus Celtic, or potentially the Nedback Cup game. I don't really know, but yeah, we'll hope that he's back for the next big game. So once we've done that game, I think we probably won't have many major teams to face. We've got a slightly easier run there. Orlando Pirates is 6th, Supersport 5th, Cape Town City is 7th. Yeah, so it looks like we gradually start to work our way down in the level of the teams that we're playing. So hopefully this will be the season we win the league, and at the same time we can win the Champions League. So to summarise that episode, we didn't do particularly well, but we've still managed to solidify our position at the top of the table thanks to Sundowns dropping some points. And if you look at this club vision, we're doing amazingly well. Really, really impressive stuff. A- on the manager performance, but we're doing some good stuff this season. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me out, and I hope to see you again next time.